Hi, this is Kristen, and this is my interview verbal audio upload questions. So, if someone were to ask me what the leadership minor is about, I would say that it is what I completed during my time abroad with the addition of a few classes when I came back to campus. My study abroad program was focused around sustainable social change, and so the bulk of our time in Switzerland was spent writing a grant proposal for gender equity in STEM by way of implementing a robotics program in schools. We then tweaked our proposals when in our respective locations in Rwanda and Ethiopia, where we also did service learning projects for a month that were focused around teaching English. So the trip was through the Pamplin School of Business at Virginia Tech, but only a fraction of the students on the trip were actually business majors. Many people like myself were not. People there were majoring in political science, sociology, communications, and even science majors. So I chose this minor because after choosing to go on the sustainable social change study abroad, it was kind of a no-brainer. So then the more interesting question might be, why did I choose that specific study abroad program? The idea of a combined trip in two different countries and actually two different continents was definitely a great part of the appeal, but so was the content of the courses themselves. I would say I really liked doing service work, and I wanted to learn more about international relations, as that is something that my dad actually does for a living, and I've always wanted to know more about it, and I think I definitely got that out of the classes that I took there. And yeah, I love just like the general broad application of this minor. And as someone who has changed my mind several times about what career I want to go into after college, I knew that this minor was a safe choice in terms of what would end up benefiting me. And if I end up working in the music industry, which is my current goal, I know that I will utilize the leadership skills that I've learned through this minor to be the best team player I can be, or ultimately the best leader that I can be. And the minor, of course, has equipped me with a skill set that I know is going to help me bring more to the table than I could have otherwise. And despite all the important leadership skills and leadership concepts that we learned about in class, such as the 7 C's of leadership, I'd say that the most probably important skill that I learned was just something that happened when I was in my time abroad. I actually was very hesitant to go to Africa because I was kind of having some struggles with mental health when I was in Europe, and at the time I just didn't know if going somewhere where I was going to be so unconnected from family, friends, and health resources was going to be the best idea. But I decided to take the plunge, and I really couldn't have imagined anything that would have been better for me at the time. This experience and accomplishment really summarized everything that the minor is about, and giving back to others in a way that promoted social change was the greatest lesson in leadership that I could have learned.